Hi, this is Delegate Patrick Hope, and I want to welcome you to week 5 of my legislative updates from Virginia's Capitol. It's probably been the most tumultuous political week in modern history, and certainly in my experience here in Richmond, with Virginia's top statewide office leaders. What's important to remember is that House and Senate Democrats are united and continue to focus on governing. We're working hard to help lower taxes for working Virginians, increasing funding for teacher pay and public education, and making health care more affordable. I don't know what to say about Governor Northam, Lieutenant Governor Fairfax, and Attorney General Herring. I know these men, I know the Governor and Attorney General the best, and can tell you that these men are not racist. Just look at their voting records and support for initiatives that have done so much for so many Virginians. Healthcare, immigration, civil rights, affordable housing, criminal justice reform, and stagnating wages. I just hope they will use their office as an opportunity to learn and teach others so the state can heal, and Virginia will be an example to the rest of the nation. As for the Lieutenant Governor, it took a lot of courage for Dr. Vanessa Tyson to come forward. I respect and I believe her story, and only an in-depth investigation will determine how this process will unfold and the future of the Lieutenant Governor. I've heard from many of you over the last week. Emotions have been high and feelings have been hurt. I know because I have felt the same way. Please keep sharing your thoughts with me. We'll process this together and get through this together, and we'll be stronger for it. Notwithstanding these events, this was another busy week at the Capitol. We passed crossover where 9 of the 12 bills I introduced passed the House. This was also budget week. The House and the Senate passed its version of a revised 2-year budget that includes extra funding for teachers and state employee pay, an offer of money to colleges and universities to forestall tuition increases, and big down payments on high-tech education initiatives for Amazon and the state's growing technology business sector. More specifically, the House budget would add 2% to the 3% raises for teachers in the current budget. As Governor Northam proposed, the raises would take effect in January 1st instead of July 1 in order to allow local school divisions more time to produce matching money. Secondly, the House budget adds 1% to the 4% raises for state employees in the budget, and an additional 0.75% to the 2% across the board increase in the 2.5% to the 2% pool for merit raises. It would add 1% to the 2% raises already promised to college faculty and state-supported local employees, and it would eliminate a one-time 1% bonus that Governor Northam proposed for state employees. The House plan would also help local school divisions pay their share of the raises, teacher raises, by giving them an additional $62 million from the Virginia Lottery that they can use for whatever priorities they choose, without having to match the state funds with local money. In higher education, the House budget would give colleges and universities an additional $46 million if they agree not to raise tuition. It also includes major investments in higher ed research initiatives, including $28 million to produce production of degrees in computer science and related fields as part of the commitment to Amazon. The House budget includes $34 million as the first payment into a pending new fund to pay the $550 million in cash incentives to Amazon that creates 25,000 new jobs in Arlington County. Despite all this that is good in the budget, I voted against the House budget, mainly because the Senate version is a little bit better, providing more funding for schools and teachers and putting more into our rainy day fund. I look forward to supporting the Senate version and hope the final version that emerges out of conference committee next week is going to be a little better version of the House, so I can and will support that, where we'll have the maximum funding for our public schools and being more prudent with our spending in your dollars. Finally, I understand we have a bicameral, bipartisan deal on taxes that will be announced today and voted on sometime next week. The details are still being worked out, but we have a framework that provides more tax relief for middle-income Virginians and conformity from the federal tax Trump law that many of those at the higher incomes did not receive. Well, that's all for this week. Join me back here next week where we will continue to discuss major legislation making its way through the General Assembly. In the meantime, if you need assistance, please email me directly at delphope@house.virginia.gov or call me here in Richmond at 804-698-1047. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.